Alright, y'all, I have to start this video off like this because, as y'all know, my Facebook page is hacked and they're stealing my content off of YouTube. So for anybody who's on Facebook watching this right now on YouTube, this page is hacked. I just got a question. Are y'all tired yet?
You got some nerve! Do not put that in my face. You got some nerve going on my property. Is it really going to do that?
Can you imagine fighting for a country going to the army that did so many heinous crimes to your ancestors? Can you imagine being in a country where you have no knowledge of your ancestry or your roots of your bloodline? And the great-grandchildren of the people who did this to your ancestors still look at you like you're not even a person, even though you did fight to protect and serve this wonderful country. When they look at you, especially with the slave patrol badges, they can't even see your pain. The same way they looked at our ancestors who were crying and begging for their children not to be separated from them. It just seems very soulless. Can you imagine losing your legs for a country that has done so many racially heinous things to your ancestors, your peers that look like you, and you still decide to fight for them, but you still get treated like a criminal with a knee in your back? I'm gonna say this to you guys as politely and respectfully as I can. I want y'all to understand that when you're talking to police officers, when you're trying to explain to them what's going on and they're not trying to hear it, there are people walking around with lifeless eyes like they don't care. The same amount of lifelessness and care that it took for them to be able to separate kids from their families and not be looked at as human beings, the same facial expression that these officers give today. It's like, can you please just listen to me? Can you care about how I feel? I need everybody to realize that you're not going to get that from eyes like this. I hope that everybody can learn from his experience because I'm truly over this. Nobody should be treated like that, especially if you're in a wheelchair, because of the country that you fought for. When you see people with lifeless eyes, they'll have like a glassy look in their eyes. Just know screaming, crying, trying to emphasize how you feel and what's going on is not processing through their cerebrum. Y'all stay dangerous. Let's bring back the Black Panther Party. If y'all would like to see my uncensored feelings about this situation, go to my YouTube. Okay, now that you're here, I'm gonna let y'all in on something. If y'all didn't know, I wanted to be in the army. I wanted to learn how to shoot guns, fight, jump out of planes. Because honestly, I've literally been ready for war ever since I was like 7. Ready to fight, ready to take back this planet the way it should have been. Because everybody just sitting on their couch watching TV while these motherfuckers is literally reaping the benefits. I need y'all to realize that we are literal prisoners of war. They just got everything all fancy to make us comfortable enough to think that everything is okay. But the one thing that always held me back from joining the army, because like I said, I'm ready for war, is that I couldn't respect the American flag, this country, none of that. I make it very mandatory to understand everything that I do to a T. That's why I am the way I am now, because I do my research. I actually think before I do things. I couldn't just sit here and just be like, yes, Sergeant, look at. As a kid, I didn't even stand up or ever say. I actually got sent to the office for that a lot of times. My views is, honestly, we shouldn't even be involving or indoctrinating, signing ourselves up, fighting for this country. We should be fighting for ourselves. We should be recreating the Black Panther Party. But because everybody is so docile to everything that the society has created, y'all don't find it important to make all of this happen. But then y'all want to get angry when stuff like this happens. So what y'all gonna do? Here we go.
I never believe women are safe in any religion because majority of it is written by men and catered to a man's fantasy.
Here are the things that have bothered me throughout the entire world of what women have been through. Did you know there's a thing called a scold's bridle? Now, this is how they treated their women before, slavery. In medieval times, on how they treated their women. There was a torture device called the Ripper. A woman who was condemned as a witch, adulteress, or a blasphemer may have thy ripped off. The amounts of gruesome contraptions that medieval people created. The thumb screw, the breaking wheel. The torturer takes hammer and proceeds to smash different parts of the limbs while the wheel is spinning. Okay, let's just continue. Female prisoners who are virgins must be assaulted before execution to prevent them from entering heaven. Now, I had to look this up because this couldn't be real. Organized assault of virgin girls awaiting execution. 223 women. 15% were under 18 years old. It gets worse. Now, I didn't even know this was happening around the world, but there's this thing called FGM. Just look it up, okay? I don't even know if I can explain it on here. It is carried out between infancy and the age 15 of women.
If Fatima does not pass through this rite, she will be considered unclean and face rejection in her village. She will not be able to get married, and when she dies, she will not be allowed to be buried with her ancestors. Her close relatives will not even be allowed to mourn her upon her passing.
I literally have no words. And we got the main slain, which is the reason why women are damned for eternity, to experience menstrual cycles. Because we ate an apple and we cursed all of humanity. The fight between the masculine and the feminine needs to stop. Seriously. I hope y'all got a little insight of what's going on. Y'all stay dangerous and protect y'all goddesses.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one. Let me finish. Let me finish. I think everybody thinks that. They're just not honest about it.
Hey, I'm not racist.
I think everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist.
I did. Yeah, I'm trying to be honest. No, I'm not saying it again.
And this is why me and Martin got beef. For my protection again, this video is not real. He said deep down within his heart, you never know what somebody got going on inside of their brain. But at the end of the day, it's not like they didn't tell us or express how they feel. Because Nancy is fighting for her life to be separated from non-ether beings. Y'all gotta realize that these are the grandchildren and children of the beings who were walking around terrorizing 6-year-old black kids who just want to go to school, showing the non-ether babies that they gonna end up in a coffin. Martin, do you see the future? Now, I know you knew what the agenda was, about you integrating us into a burning house. I know you tried to stop, but you was even connected with Malcolm X and seeing what he was talking about before they just assassinated you. Now we know that the foundation of the school system is for a nation of workers, not for a nation of thinkers. Now when kids go to school, they're not learning how to survive or financial literacy or how to believe in themselves, especially the non-ether beings. You don't get taught your true history. Everything is whitewashed. Kids are getting fed mystery meat. The food pyramid is a lie. Your kids are not being taught human rights or laws. I can go on and on why the school system is not right. But Martin, you had to see this coming. You never know who is teaching your children what's going on inside of their prejudiced mind. All I want for Christmas is a clean white school. Well, you know, Tommy, all I want for Christmas is for y'all to do just a little bit of research on the origins of where everybody on this planet came from. And I'm not talking about them history books. I'm talking about clear, genetic, scientific evidence. Get your kids out of the school system. That's all I'm saying. I get it. I know that the way America is right now, that you have to go to work and you have to pay your bills. And school is the modern day free taxable daycare. But y'all should not be surprised about seeing stuff like this in the school system. They're everywhere. And you can't tell who's good, who's not racist, who's racist or not. Like, people gonna feel how they feel at the end of the day. Martin, I'm gonna need you to reincarnate back here and fix this. Y'all stay dangerous. Now, I got more to say, but this account one, it got my nerves be shaky. Oh crap, here I go again. Today we finna talk about the school system. I know y'all, I'm getting to it. I'm closing the blinds. You adults tell your kids to stay a child for as long as possible, and it doesn't last forever. So apparently they can get ready for life. So you send them to school for 12 years, where they get programmed to work a 9 to 5, where they get told to follow the law even though they don't teach you about your rights, learn how to obey something someone's telling you to do, and learn how to become a worker. Stand in line. You can only leave class when the bell rings, and if you don't follow these rules, you go to detention or get suspended. Doesn't that sound like what y'all adults are doing? The life that y'all living? Doesn't it sound like it? I'm finna mess y'all brain up with this one. Y'all remember the movie Incredibles? Y'all remember how his boss used to talk to him crazy? He hated his job. He hated the domestic life, the system, and everything. His kids had superpowers and they could never use them. They had to hide them. Y'all remember this scene?
So now we've got to go back to never using our power. It defines who I am.
Didn't do anything wrong.
Superheroes are illegal. Whether it's fair or not, that's the law.
The law should be fair. What are we teaching our kids?
To respect the law.
Even when the law is disrespectful?
If laws are unjust, there are laws to change.
So they kids couldn't really be who they wanted to be. But I'ma just leave it at that. Y'all be safe.